Hi, hello, and good morning. You are back live with the crew. Again, it's not live, Allan. Why do you keep saying that? It's all good stuff here this morning. We have, man, are we in such a great place or not? I just love where this crypto market is right now. It's so good. Scoot it back just a little bit, huh? So, first of all, I want to address somebody that made a comment on my last video. Thank you for making the comment. I appreciate all comments. This one was kind of maybe not the most favorable comment I've ever posted, but you know, I can't be everything to everybody. And if you expect everybody to be exactly what you want from them, good luck with that in life. We can't all be exactly what you're hoping to see. And it's really funny to me that people want to see the same thing. They want to see the same video. They want to see the same content over and over and over and over. And it's a new newscast about the same old story. It's just really, I get it, because we all love confirmation. And confirmation is kind of what this video is about. So for that person who commented, hey, I wish you really well on your journey of understanding of this unbelievable concept of crypto that we all understand, and we all got the light bulb. We all gonna share that idea and that future of everybody's lives. See, you and I are living in everybody else in the world's future. You and I are already living their future. We all have the opportunity of a lifetime, and we all know this. I'm not sharing anything new with anybody. But if you think that there's only one coin or one way to do things, well, then you don't understand the beauty of this technology. You can't feel what I feel about it's going to grow. It'll be this coin, and then it'll be this network, and then it'll be the next network. And everything is evolving so fast that you can't get locked in on one concept or one idea. Now, a lot of people know a whole lot more about IT than I'll ever know. That's for damn sure. And I care to know, to be honest. And I remarked over my live stream over the weekend, I'm really sorry about the audio on that. Or I guess the audio wasn't near as bad as the video. We'll try and sort all that out. We are living in a time, okay, where code is now starting to write code. So people who code, I remember in the last 10 years ago, that was the best job on the planet to have. It just was. And they were the most sought after people, and they still are in some ways. The creative people about the creative ideas about code that's the concept. That's the sweet spot, right? That's the beauty of writing code, is the concept, the idea, how it's going to affect mankind, how it changes our lives, how it makes our lives better and easier and more abundant. If we could finally get the system to allow that deflationary abundance that is created with technology to trickle down, or even start at the bottom and work its way up for maybe 100 years. Let's try that one for once. Why don't we flip the thing upside down and do it that way for 110 years there? Federal Reserve, why don't we try that? That'd be fun. That's essentially what crypto does for all of us. It's hard to understand it sometimes, but it makes the individual who owns the crypto the top of the pyramid. And that is such an important piece to where we're all headed in the technology and what it's given to us all. So going back to what I'm talking about here, when you and I know what we own, when the rest of the world comes around to seeing that we saw the future before they did, and we've actually been living in it, you're going to get the next idea, okay? But you're going to get that next idea about where, okay, well, now the masses have caught up to the cell phone, right? Well, now the masses have caught up to blockchain. Well, what's next? I mean, Hedera Hashgraph comes to mind, you know what I mean? Systems like Quant and like Filecoin, all of Chainlink, all of those come to mind in this sense of like, well, that's the next step, not above and beyond blockchain, with blockchain, except for in Hashgraph. And that is our next growth. And then the next growth. And that will create new ideas and new concepts that we're all going to grow into. This isn't a one system, buy this coin no matter what, and you're done for life. Well, except for 2 or 3 that I can name right off the top of my head. One of them might start with an X, and one of them might start with a B, and the other one, it's not there yet, but I do love me some Cardano, and I know everybody doesn't love Cardano, but I do in a lot of ways. I like what they're doing. Okay, here's what I love about those top 3 coins. I love that Cardano is creating independent networks, okay? It's allowing the creators to use it to create their own widget. I really love that. That's a concept that's very free and very open source, and it's not ruled with a corporate hand. Now, Ripple, on the other hand, is ruled with more of a corporate hand. It's a corporation going down, knocking down doors and saying, you're going to use our system, here's why, we're the best, we're the fastest, we're the most confident, we have the best liquidity, we have everything that you're looking for. What do we need to change to make you happy? And we'll do it for you, and we'll make the system work for your country. Speaking of countries, I don't know if you guys read the article. Ridiculous. It was 27 African countries. I mean, how many is that now? I mean, we're talking about Bahrain, we're talking about Colombia, Brazil, I mean, all of the Middle East. I mean, essentially, has gotten together with Ripple. Georgia, they'll come to mind as the video goes on. There's so many countries that are now working directly with Ripple and Ripple Labs, and they're going to use the Ripple net, and they're going to use what coin? If they're working with Ripple, does Ripple have 5 coins? Are they going to use Dogecoin? Why would Ripple use Dogecoin? They're not going to do that. They're going to use XRP. So that's your corporate side of things. Cardano's more of an open source. It's really, unless you're into Cardano, you don't really understand where they're going with that whole thing. I think Cardano is the Ethereum killer, and I know everybody talks about being the Ethereum killer, the Algorand, and so many of them come to mind, and that Solana, they all say, oh yeah, we're going to kill. I think the Grassroots Cardano angle is going to bring that to market down the road. It's not going to be a flash in the pan. Cardano is not a flash in the pan at all. Neither is Ripple, by the way, or XRP. So, and then the other coin that I really want to talk about is Bitcoin. And I know there's so many people that really don't. And I know half the people just clicked off the channel. I'm not into Bitcoin. I want to explain what Bitcoin is in a fundamental, simple way for people to understand. I used to, many years ago when I was a young man, I was a manager of a grocery store, a pretty big food chain called Albertsons, and I was a manager there. And what you understand, almost everybody that's ever worked in retail gets this. What you have is a cash drawer, okay? All of your tellers, or if you go into a McDonald's and there's 4 or 5 cashiers, well, there used to be. And there's 4 or 5 cashiers, and those people have their own till, their own, here's the 20s, 10s, 5 singles, right? Okay, and change. Well, it used to be the way it is, right? But still that way in most places. But that is your front line. That is the cash angle or the transactional end of things, okay? I know I'm talking old school here a little bit, but I'm trying to get you to understand what the difference is between XRP and Bitcoin. XRP is kind of like the cash drawer, right? It does all the transactions. It's like connected to the people. And then even closer to the people is XLM, but that's a whole different video. But what I'm saying is it's a cash drawer. It's moving stuff in and out of it constantly. Well, Bitcoin is kind of more like the bank, the vault. Okay, every grocery store we had a big vault, you know, and only the manager and a couple other people knew the combination. And you wouldn't sell donuts or bananas out of the vault. You don't do it like that. That doesn't make any sense. You're opening your vault to the public every single transaction for every single can of Coke, or every transaction somebody comes up with 10 cents and they see the whole stack of money that you have in the vault. One is a vault. It only does 1 or 2 transactions a day, and that's it. XRP is, like I said in my video about the vision I had, XRP, that vision was so vivid, I know it's going to happen. And here we are talking about 27 African nations. We're talking about all these different countries that are adopting the Ripple Labs, and they know which coin they're going to use. And I kept talking about, this is 2 years ago I had this vision, and I don't get a lot of visions. I'm not necessarily a vision guy. I'm kind of more like a energy guy, if you know what I mean. I'm more of I work in energies with people and trying to help them become a better human being and creating a better world, humanity, for all of humanity. And I'm not a psychic guy. That's not really my thing. I totally believe, if you believe in those, good for you. There's some incredible psychics out there. It's not what I'm trying to say. It's very rare for me to have a vision or a dream or something like that. This one was clear as a bell, and it was about XRP, and it was about railroad cars, and it was on railroad tracks. And this is long before I even heard people talking about XRP as the tracks. Like, I'm not saying I coined that, because I know I didn't, but it was so clear to me that it was on railroad tracks that I started saying that ever since then. And that was 2.5 years ago. I'm not claiming that was me that started that, because I don't believe it was. But that's my point. XRP is going to be the transactional bank to bank, if you will, the bank tellers, okay, with the cash drawers. Okay, and then Bitcoin is going to be a storage of wealth. That's why it's so slow, but you want it to be sure and old, and you have to have the old people like myself and older have confidence in something, and that's kind of my analogy. I hope that cleared up what it is I think or I feel about the difference is between the two coins. Now, having said all that, I want to finish this video with the fact that, number one, now I'm going to stress this. This is really important, because I've been in crypto for quite a while now, and I've seen 2 or 3 bulls now, 3 I think, and what's happened is every time I said to myself, wow, I didn't quite have enough of that coin to absolutely change my life. I didn't have enough coins in my wallet. I was so close a couple of times, and then I got greedy and said, well, it'll go higher, and it didn't. What I'm trying to say is, you're going to need an exit strategy, and that's what I'm going to help you on in the future. But what I am trying to say about that is, front load your wallets. In other words, XRP is still cheap. I know it doesn't sound like it, but Bitcoin is still cheap. And Cardano is dirt cheap. And I'm not saying that you should buy any of those things because of financial advice. What I'm trying to say is, I started buying a coin called Theta at, I think it was 10, 11 cents. I was buying a bunch of Theta, and I had a lot of Theta at one time. And it went to $17 from 11 cents. And at the top of that, I thought, well, it's going to go to 30 and 50. You know, of course, you know, it's such a great coin. Of course it's going to go there. It's right around $1 now. And that didn't make me feel real good. because, to be honest, the amount of coins that I had in Theta and the fact that it went from 11 cents to $17 should have been a windfall for me. And it wasn't to the level that it could have been. But the other thing I noticed was, let's say I owned 10,000 Theta. Okay? The whole time it went up to $16 or whatever it went to, I was saying to myself, I wish I had 20,000 of those. I know it's greed and I know it's a lot of different emotions, but your time to purchase is now. If you think that it's a financial wise decision for you to purchase cryptocurrencies and you have your favorite 3 or 4 or 10, okay, you should load up on them now. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I keep looking at the back money. And what I'm talking about is the liquidity coming into the market. There's a bunch of people telling you the stocks are going to crash and everything's going to crash, but I beg to differ in one sense. The amount of liquidity that is already in the market and it is coming to the market is going to ruffle people's feathers. I'll put it nicely. It's going to blow your minds because it's coming. And they're not just bailing banks out, they're bailing nations out. Now, how much money do you think that takes? And where do you think that money goes? Do you think this one man just takes $1 trillion and puts it in a vault and does nothing with it? No, they all spend it. It becomes liquid. It becomes part of our economies and it filters through everybody's life. And what that does to you and I is it comes to risk on assets, which is exactly what cryptocurrencies are. And those risk on assets are going to be flush with digits coming to a market very soon. Again, my opinion, none of this is financial advice, but I hope you got something from it. And love you all, and I'll see you very soon. Bye. So every time I go into this store, the guy says to me, how about that damn Bitcoin going down, huh? How about that? Yeah. What a bunch of saps. They bought that stupid Bitcoin thing. Yeah. Laughing right in my face. Yeah. He waited for nobody to be in the store the other day. You know what he said to me? You told me I should, get on the exchange and I should do it like this and I should do it like that. How do I buy that thing? It's not about buying an investment. You know the technology. If you want to buy something to get rich, okay, good luck with that. If you want to buy something that is going to change the face of the planet, well, now you're genius. You're almost as smart as the person who created it. Think about that, guys. You are genius. The adoption and the belief that you've had in the future of mankind is sheer genius. And those people are where you and I were years ago, trying to get rich off buying a coin. It's going to take them years to understand that it's not a get rich quick. It's changing the face of this planet, and you are the reason why. Love you all.